blast off and the clock has started.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Hey guys, welcome to our 10th episode of the Art Mart series. And we have a special guest today, but first I'm going to introduce myself. I am Trip Parks, the host of this, as well as a co-host.
And I am Nathaniel, Diamond.
And we have a very special guest today, Lauren. You want to tell us a little about yourself?
Yeah, hi guys. I'm Lauren Jade, Art by Lauren Jade, if you want to find me on Instagram.
There you go.
Anyway, I am a local Denver artist, mixed media. I have been in the art industry for quite a while. I have done fashion, anywhere from fashion shows, art shows. Also, I am the person who threw on Girls Who Paint in Lingerie, which was an art show. All the girls that were live painting were in lingerie. And that was like super cool.
Thanks for the invite.
I left my lingerie at home.
Yeah, I just met these guys, so I mean, if I was gonna invite, yeah, everybody's invited.
Just give me a hard time.
But sorry, I can't add anybody else to the guest list. It's full. Anyway, so yeah, I've been working really hard, and yeah, I'm really proud of my work, and I've worked hard to get where I'm at. But anyway,
Let's talk a little about your past. So like, obviously you had to start somewhere with art, right?
Yeah.
You start somewhere. So like, where'd you start with art, and how'd you get to where you're at?
So, ever since I was a child, honestly, I've always been, like, obsessed with, like, paint, you know, colors, crayons, like, craft stuff. Like, whenever I was in pre-K, I was actually in a newspaper for this thing that I drew.
Do you remember what it was you drew?
Honestly, it was just, like, some random, like, thing, like... I don't know. I would shout out to my grandpa. He has the cutout
Still.
of me in the newspaper with what I actually painted. So
that was your first featured work.
Yeah. So that was actually really cool because I was just like, oh, it's had mini Picasso.
So you can kind of like relate to Picasso and all them being such a famous young artist.
Yeah, and you know what? You want to know what's actually really cool is I used to work in a frame gallery, fine arts picture framing gallery,
right.
And I actually got to frame an original Pablo Picasso and Diego Rivera.
You did personally.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
So like I actually got to like touch a Pablo Picasso and a Diego Rivera originals in my hands, and then got to place it in framework so it can be displayed somewhere.
Shit.
Did you have to wear like cloth gloves or something?
Yeah, so whenever the guy came in, he was like, hey, I want you guys to wear gloves. You know, these are really important,
right,
and whatnot. So,
house.
yeah, original Pablo and original Diego Rivera. So that was like one of the highlights of my framing art career, which was really cool.
So we started off as the kid doing the newspaper painting.
Being featured in newspaper.
Is it how chronologically does this fit?
So, okay, I've always been in the art industry, no matter what. I've always tried to, like, whatever I'm doing in life, I can't get away from it. It's like, if I go a month or how long ever without drawing something or painting something or whatnot, I feel lost, I get sad, and, you know, but I'm honestly inspired all the time, which is, like, I don't know, and I'm inspired literally by everything. So...
What's your biggest inspirations right now, though?
My biggest inspiration is heartbreak and alcohol.
Oh, no.
So...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Some of the
Casey groups.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
She dropped a new divorce album.
Oh, yeah.
Divorce album?
Yeah.
That was her new album. She just dropped like 2 weeks ago.
Anyway, no, I have a lot of different inspirations. Music is a really big one because I love music and the way it makes you feel. So, and also like geometric patterns and the touch of love. Also, metallics and what would be the word for it? Like touch.
Textures.
Tactile.
Not just textures, but I mean like holding somebody's hand or like.
So it's like the
touching-
connection?
Like connection with objects.
Okay.
So which is really interesting for me.
So kind of like almost like affirmations, a little bit to objects.
A little bit, yeah.
So let's dive again a little bit about your past. Let's dive into your
Okay.
past a little bit. So we talked a little bit about your famousness as being young,
Okay.
right? And we
Started strong.
Yes,
started very strong with the
definitely.
newspaper.
right off the gate. It was like Seabiscuit.
That was the racehorse, for those of you who are unaware.
Yeah, you uncultured fucks.
Oh my god, I love it. Uncultured. Yeah, go on like go to a foreign country or something and learn something.
Yeah, watch
Racehorses.
watch that Tobey Maguire movie, Seabiscuit. You'll learn something.
Was that Tobey Maguire?
What's Tobey Maguire?
Oh, okay.
It was fucking Spider-Man. So let's get back chronologically a little bit. So we talked about a little bit of the Seabiscuit moment, and now we're talking about let's talk about like high school and stuff like that, and then how you got to kind of where you're at right now, right? Like I want to know your whole story, like start to finish.
Exactly. Okay. Gotcha. So, all throughout grade school, honestly, always have been in art class, always. And first of all, I would never listen to the art teacher. It's art. You make your own rules. And
Did they like that?
No, not at all. Honestly, I had a failing grade in art class.
Just show them the newspaper.
I'm
fucking Seabiscuit, son.
I literally had a failing grade in art class because I wouldn't listen to the teacher.
Well, can we take?
Isn't that amazing?
Can we take a little bit of a sidebar, Mr. Quick? Just
A little bit of a sidebar. So that's what we normally do.
Yeah, we're just one big. This whole series is one big sidebar. But what I want to talk about a little bit is like how art teachers can actually grade kids off of art when art is kind of perceptually internal, right?
Exactly. You can't
Right?
grade somebody off of what their expression is.
Like,
Or like the way they're expressing themselves. You can't grade somebody on how they're expressing
The
themselves.
most you can do is grade them and just like, did you turn in this assignment? Yes
like,
or
did
no?
you? Yeah, like
And
this
that's
was it. Turn it in. Like you turn it in. Okay, cool. Check.
this is what
But
I
you
want to
can't
talk about, though,
grade
'cause,
somebody on their emotion.
Like Jeff,
And that's what art's about.
Your grill looks like a fucking tree. Like
What if
you
that's
can't
how
give him
I
an
perceive
F word.
purpose?
What if that's how he interprets fucking
Right.
a grill?
Yeah. It's true. Yeah, no, I had a failing grade in art class all throughout art class.
Should we give your teacher a shout out?
Shout out to my middle school teacher, Miss Amy.
Miss Amy.
And I had multiple teachers.
Oh no. Can we start rattling
I
them
had
off?
multiple high school teachers because I went to 3 different high schools, but I can't remember your names, but here I am talking about you.
Well, then you're
So
red-
shout out to you
Rent-free.
because thanks for just letting me do whatever I want and explore myself. But, you know, thanks for grading me.
So do you feel like that anger fueled your passion for art, or?
It was just like one of those things where I would be in class and I honestly wouldn't be doing whatever we were supposed to be told. Like, oh, this is the theme of that. This is whatever you're supposed to be doing. But people would be copying me and asking me for help.
I did copy someone in art.
That's what I'm
class.
saying. Like,
You
why
would-
are you looking at me and why are you like wondering what I'm doing or asking me how
Meanwhile,
I'm
you
doing
were failing
that?
the class.
And then the teacher's looking at you like, but you're not supposed to be doing that. But he's asking like for help. She's looking at my stuff, and then yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, always had a failing grade in art. It's just like really
And then-
interesting to me.
And then look where
And
you are now.
yeah, no. I'm honestly, I feel like I've come a long way, especially since I moved here to Denver. So I was in Austin, Texas, and I was 18 when I moved there. I started my own jewelry business, which was actually
cool.
super cute. Yeah, and it was Daisy Days Jewelry. So cute, and I like always had like crystals, and like I would make these really pretty, like, you know, dainty bracelets and like little things. You know, in Austin they have this little like artist market thing on Guadalupe, and I would just set up like a tent, and I had my stuff, and yeah, I actually paid my rent and all my bills like that, and that was like super cool. I was pretty successful with making jewelry, but yeah, it was interesting.
So diving into that, so one of the biggest aspects of what we love doing here is trying to share information about how to make it, right? So like, what were some things that you did to make yourself successful during that time as a jewelry artist, to make rent, and what did you do different than other people? Because there's so many people out here that make jewelry and they're ended up just making shit. You know?
You know, honestly,
not to put it like that.
It's literally your personality and the way you attract people. So
interaction is a big thing.
Interaction is a very big thing.
Now, do you think that comes from social media as well as personal interaction?
It's an emotion you make people feel.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah, so I'd have my stuff set up, you know? Like, I had, like, little jewelry stands and, like, little bracelet holders. I had the whole, like, layout of, like, how you would display jewelry. And so cute. But really bohemian and, like, really kind of hippie. Because that's kind of, like, how I was whenever I was 18. I used to do the hula hoop in front of, like, the...
At the festival?
No, in front of my booth and, like, try to get people... Yes. So, okay... entertain people, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you over here? Like, what's up? You know?
Like,
and so, like, yeah, so I would go to bead stores, like, everywhere, whatever, like, I'd find unique beads, unique crystals, anything that I could find. I would find stuff that I've never seen this anywhere. I haven't ever, like, seen a necklace like this, or, you know, like, I would design stuff that, like, it's one of one. Like, I've never seen this anywhere.
Right.
You know? So, girls would come up to my booth, like, hi. You're so pretty.
Oh my god, I love your stuff.
Yeah, wait, what? Here, can you put this on? Oh my god, this looks so good on you. Do you want to take a picture in it for my Instagram? You should model for me.
This is going on my story, not even a post.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's really how I worked it. And it was super cool because it was right across the street from the UT campus. Yeah, University of Texas in Austin. Okay. And that's where I first started. So I first started making jewelry. And I was doing painting and whatnot, but
so you did painting during these
I would paint, but, you know, I would just, like, paint to just, like, oh, I, like, want something hanging on my wall, like, I want this or I want that.
So you'd make it yourself?
Yeah, I'd always, everything I made. And rewind. In high school, I made this super cool mixed media piece, and it was Technological Nightmare was the theme, right?
Okay.
Like,
and I actually got honorable mention for that, and that was a really big deal for me.
What did you get in a newspaper?
I wasn't in the newspaper that time.
God damn it, Seabiscuit.
I wasn't in the newspaper that time.
You fall from grace.
I wasn't in the newspaper that time, but yeah, that was a big deal for me, being in high school and, like, getting honorable mention because it didn't fit in the theme.
Those cocksuckers.
Yeah, it stand out, but it didn't fit in the theme. That's why they gave me honorable mention.
So has that been a theme you've kind of followed? Is kind of forging your own path, dancing to the beat of your own drum?
Exactly. I can't. Whenever somebody tells me what to do, I feel like I rebel against that. Like, I can't take control emotions towards me.
Okay.
Like, I can't, like, somebody's like, here, I want you to do this. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the complete opposite. Sorry for your feelings.
So I'm going to share a personal story about myself, about that same emotion. That's why I know exactly what you're talking about. I was at Luray Caverns in Virginia with my mom it was like a field trip for my little Christian school I was in, you know, praise Jesus and stuff.
Yes, all that.
all that kind of jazz, and like they told everyone like, do not touch the stalactites or stalagmites, right?
I can see where this is going. Did you happen to?
No.
Touch
This is even better because this is based on genetics.
Like a
right?
cave, right?
This is based on genetics.
Genetics.
Yes.
Wait. So I see my mom with their hand like go underneath other people and just touch it, and touch the stalagmite. I was like, Mom, I said not to do that. Like, she's like, they told me not to, and I kind of wanted to do it.
Because they told
Not to, exactly. They said not to do it. I was like, that's why I feel the same kind of way with art. It's like, don't tell me what to do because I'm gonna do the fucking opposite. And I think that's where a lot of like the angst from music comes from. Like, switch back to like the 70s and like early 90s. That whole angst of like, I don't like that kind of stuff.
Goes back to like 40s rock and roll.
40s rock and roll?
Like pre even like Bill Haley, like all like old school blues as it was slowly being stolen.
Well, 100% that goes back in Delta blues when like
the Crossroad blues too. It's like I sold my soul
about.
to the devil because the church doesn't like that.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Is like I think a lot of that angst comes from that kind of shit, and we're missing that a little bit because everything's so open with internet nowadays. We just kind of like talk about whatever and
I can
not
bitch
be
to all my
angsty.
friends.
You can
across
search
the
whatever
country.
and you can find answers. Like, just Google it, right?
There's no angst. There's just people with opinions online that like talk shit.
And they're all wrong. How is every single opinion wrong? I haven't figured this out. Every opinion but my
everybody's
own
wrong.
is
Everybody's
stupid and
wrong.
But let's get tracking back. I'm sorry for the story here, but let's track back a little bit to you. And now that you're in Denver, now you've been kind of all over the fucking place with everything.
Wait, first, did you go straight from Austin to Denver, or was there any in between?
Okay, yeah. So
Good.
I
Thank you.
actually grew up in a very small town called Bandera, which is about
What is that?
30 Bandera.
Band-
Cowboy capital of the world. Google it.
Wait, then how could it be a small town and the capital of the world?
Cowboy capital.
Right. How small of a town was it?
Enough to where I can still go there and people are still going to be talking about me.
Talking about you.
Or, like, you know what I mean.
Well, after this, yes.
Exactly. You know, like...
Wait, so do you think that's where you got your rebellious...
So probably,
It's
you know,
from the
like,
cowboy.
honestly, I went to, like, I think... it was in Texas they call it a 3A, right? I went to a 3A
the high
school.
The high school,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
3A high
Because it
school.
was so big, right?
That's like, there was like 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A.
And
Yeah,
for our
yeah.
Canadian
Right?
listeners...
So the size of the school, right?
Yeah, the size of your school. So I went to a 3A high school. And, yeah, I honestly started to rebel because, first of all, I love my parents to death. They got divorced. That did affect me just because.
It's gotten hard not to.
Yeah. Okay, so my dad stayed there. Mom moved up here to Denver. Or not Denver, but Colorado.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that was like a big play, right? So whenever that happened, I just kind of got like lost because I'm not too sure, like, you know, my parents, and I'm like, you know, like, it's different whenever you're like used to like having, you know, everybody's
family,
together and then there's not, and
Right.
everybody's like doing their own thing. So yeah, in high school, whatnot, I was like kind of, you know, I got bullied a lot, honestly.
That's the point of high school, I think, is just to be bullied.
I literally got bullied a lot going to this one high school. And, but that was kind of like after grade school, because I kind of matured more than like all the other girls and whatnot. And just like, I kept just like getting more and more bullied, right? So, that was like a big play on, just me sticking to myself, right? And I was, you know, making art, and that was like my coat.
Right. 100%.
And so yeah. Anyway, I did something really stupid.
Oh.
And I got called to principal's office.
Okay,
and
what
I
was
got,
the stupid thing?
oh, this stupid boy. All my friends like started hanging out with him behind my back, and they were actually at Sonic, all hanging out with him after they told me that they couldn't come to my house. My house was like,
Oh, no.
yeah,
That's drama.
yeah. My
That's
dad,
super
like,
tight.
literally, my dad would like take us all shopping. We would go to like, he would like buy my friends and me like literally whatever we want. It was so fun. Like we would go to the mall, like everybody would have their own bag with like a shirt and like whatever.
Teenage angst.
Oh, it was
Love
amazing, right? And so like that was my
Straight to
thing.
Hot
Like
Topic.
everybody would come to my house, you know?
Because
And then
you
all of a
had-
sudden like they were like, and then like I started dating this guy. He had like he lived on the lake and had a boat, jet
Ooh.
ski, like all that.
Is he still single?
I don't even know where he's at.
Well, shout out to Homeboy.
Yeah,
I
shout
can get
out. No, he doesn't even get a shout out. It's not worthy. Anyway,
His boat gets a
so
shout
yeah,
out.
his boat probably broke down anyway.
So his parents' money got shut out.
Right, exactly. That's how it always works.
Anyway, so yeah, so we would all hang out at his house and whatnot, and then after the summer was over, like everybody would come and hang out at my house, and then like broke up with him, so they all started going to like his house behind my back.
Oh no.
So
Because he got jet skis and a boat.
yeah, I know, which was kind of like, it was kind of hurtful.
I guarantee it was.
Yeah,
Especially at
you
that
know,
age.
like it's just kind of like, I'm, you know, like a freshman and I'm being betrayed by like all my clique girlfriends, you know, and yeah, so like they started hanging out with them or him, and you know, at his lake house and whatnot, because he was like the popular kid because he lived on the
'Cause he had a
lake.
lake.
Yeah, exactly.
why he was popular.
And so, anyway, some stupid like drama happened. Anyway, I was sitting in the principal's office because I did something really stupid. It wasn't that bad. I was just sitting there because, yeah, I started some shit. Anyway,
So vague.
sitting, yeah, just sitting there
I'm going to
because
assume someone was
I'm about
stabbed.
to go and talk to the principal, right? And so his mom comes in and sets his wallet on the countertop, and she's like, "Oh, hi, Lauren, how are you doing?" Da, da, da. And I'm like, "Hey." She's like, "Oh, will you give who and who his wallet?" I'm like, "Oh, sure, yeah, I'll take it to him right now." And I'm like, "I've been sitting here for a
already
while
in your
anyway,
wallet?
so I'm just gonna get up and leave because they probably forgot about it anyway." So yeah, I took his wallet, took cash out of it, threw it in the trash. Anyway,
You didn't keep it?
Yeah, so I went to class.
You didn't keep the cash?
I did keep the cash.
She chucked
But
the wallet out.
I,
the
I
wallet.
chunked the
The wallet.
wallet, took the cash.
Right.
So
Smart.
anyway, hurt my heart. Yeah.
You're entitled
Anyway.
to financial compensation.
Well, I was just kind of like, you know what? I was in the mood
Thanks
to
for
where it was just
Azar.
like,
Azar.
you know what? I'm in the mood. Screw everybody. Anyway, yeah. Took the cash, threw away the wallet, and they caught me on tape or whatever. And yeah, so that happened.
Those
And
damn
so it was
cameras.
just like, got caught, went to the principal's office immediately after that. So I was like in the principal's office like area literally all day that day. And they're like, "Oh, you got in-school suspension for like a month." And I was just like sitting there, and like the art teacher, this is really big because the art teacher was sending me, Miss Amy.
Oh no.
She was sending
She's
me
back.
projects to do while I was in school suspension. And honestly, that's the only thing that I worked on. I was like, why would I do history? Why would I do math?
It's not going anywhere.
Why would I do any of this stuff?
Oh, now. And now I want to dive into, because we are in Denver, Colorado.
Last I checked. Looking out the window, yeah, we're still here.
Everything's fucking relative. But
I don't fuck relatives. I'm not from West Virginia.
I'm from Virginia. Oh, this is making fun of
That's why I went to West Virginia.
Okay, so we just lost
stereotypical
all of our
bigotry.
West Virginia followers, which was 0.
Oh my.
Good. It's a net positive.
Jesus Christ. All right, so getting into it, can you give us a little bit more about your background, especially the Denver experiences you're having right now, because we're trying to connect with Denver audience. Shit, I just hit your pole stand. Trying to connect with Denver audiences and Denver artists with, trying to get to where you're at.
Okay, so everybody knows the Club Temple. So it used to be City Hall.
And I've never bought bottle service there once.
Anyway, no.
Have you been to
Anytime I
Temple?
go, I always end up in bottle service, and I don't understand how, but
You don't
it
understand
always
how.
happens. Anyway,
Well, it's cheaper that way. Like you have like 10 people going. It's like $25 a person for a
just
bottle.
bring some like super cute
Just
girls with you
pre-game.
and get them to wave, and then you'll eventually get to bottle service. Okay, anyway, before Temple was Temple, it used to be Denver City Hall, right? And so I used to design clothes, Alien Juice Couture, and yeah, I had my first fashion show there, and I was really inspired by Alien Juice is obviously psychedelic.
You might know Alien Juice.
Yeah, could you maybe describe what Alien Juice is for our listeners?
Alien Juice is what substance you take to feel like an alien.
Okay, can you elaborate on that?
I'm gonna guess shrooms and acid.
I would just
that a
say
juice?
acid.
Do you juice acid?
I mean, you just like take it. So
Well-
acid, yeah. So,
So acid, yeah. Anyway.
so acid. And like, this is a really big deal because, so I came up with Alien Juice because my little sister and I did acid one time, and we were literally like cracking up because we were like, oh, we're aliens, we're on that alien juice. And like, I was like, dude, alien juice, bro. And like, it was like a whole thing. And then, so we started cutting up old t-shirts and tank tops and stuff. And we got these like little sponge letters, and we would like dip them in paint and like literally like,
So even craft in stone.
yeah, like we were like making shit like high, you know, alien juice, and like made
spell
these
out
cute,
Alien
yeah,
Juice,
like
Supreme, but
yeah, like
Alien
yeah,
Juice.
alien juice, and making these really.
You turned into a brand then, technically.
Yeah,
right?
it turned into a brand because we were just like, yeah, alien juice, man. Like,
Yeah,
this
man.
is a thing. Like, everybody's on that alien juice. And, like,
Everybody?
I mean, I guess just me, but, or whoever. But that's what I was like, alien juice. Alien juice. That was my shit. All right.
So then you started showing Alien Juice at actual shows.
So it started with these, like, tank top, kind of like halter top things with alien juice, like with this like lettering of these like foam letter things,
Right.
like that you get at Walmart, right? First of all,
Yeah, we gotta
okay,
start somewhere, right? Everyone's gotta start
no,
somewhere.
okay, so okay, my dad lives in Texas in the hill country, right? And then my mom and my stepdad and my two little sisters were living in the mountains in the small town Buena Vista. That's
love that
about,
town.
yeah, it's amazing.
It's so pretty.
So yeah, my
Isn't
family
it
owns a
South Park
lodge
town?
there.
Isn't the South Park town?
No, that's Fair Place.
Fair Place.
Yeah.
Shit.
No, Buena Vista's so cool. I love that town.
Anyway, sending this to my sister. So, anyway, we literally were so bored out of our minds. Like, we're just like, we gotta do something. So, get some acid, right?
As you do in Mountain Town.
Yeah,
as
just
is
like,
tradition.
yeah. Just
only
like
been-
take some acid,
right. I've only been
right?
there a
Like,
few
that will
times.
make everything interesting.
There's not much to do.
So
there.
yeah, anyway, we like that was like it was a whole thing. Anyway, we lived out in the middle of nowhere, right? So we go to Walmart, yeah, like look and go in the craft section, like what can we find to make like cool stuff and whatnot.
Not on acid.
Yeah. Well, actually maybe a few times.
Just trying to make it-
Yeah.
trying to make it-
Anyway, yeah, we found these like foam letters. I was like, dude, like we can like sponge letter like alien juice.
As opposed to SpongeBob.
Yeah, like we're like we can just like put the paint and then press it. Put the paint, press it.
Was it
And
a special kind of paint or just paint?
like regular acrylic paint, but it didn't come off whenever you wash it.
Okay.
So yeah, it started off with these like super like kind of, they weren't cheesy. They're actually really cute. Like these little halter top things. And they're really interesting. I still have a few of them laying around somewhere. I have no idea who
So
bought one and whatnot, but
So we're hoping that she's going to post this on social media about this after the podcast releases. Guys, tomorrow it'll be released by 1 o'clock tomorrow. Just letting you guys know. It'll be by 1 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll hopefully have some bonus content from her about these original fucking pieces.
I really
No,
wanna see
I'm
what this
telling
looks
you,
like.
like these shirts were like basic, but they are so freaking cute.
Have you seen Kanye West's new Gap line he dropped today? It's literally plain sweatshirts. There's no such thing as too basic when it comes to
Okay,
fashion.
well, Kanye, he just needs to like sit the fuck down
Because
because
he's making fucking bank doing his own shit. He doesn't need to sit down at all.
Do you know this my favorite story of Kanye West?
okay, tell
He
me.
was hanging out with Dave Chappelle. He was like showing like Dave Chappelle his like shit, and someone called him up, called Kanye during the presentation
On the phone.
It's just like, no. I'm Kanye West, and I do shit what I want, and he hung up the phone on the guy, and kept on playing the song.
Oh
It's
my
like,
god.
and that's what Dave Chappelle was like. This guy's gonna be famous.
I said just no.
Anyway,
let's get
Right.
back to you and get back.
Enough
So,
about Kanye West.
how did was it Juicy Alien?
alien juice.
Alien
It's
juice.
alien juice.
Alien
Not
juice,
Juicy
I know.
Couture. Okay, it's alien juice.
This-
Alien
That's why-
Juice
that's why
Couture.
they
And it used to be Alien Juice Clothing Company. That's what I started with.
So how did it get from this crazy acid trip experience
Outside of
to
Buena Vista.
something where it actually became, manageable and profitable?
Okay, so yeah, I started making these shirts, right? And they're really cute. And so anyway, I've done modeling, I've done runway, I've done print, I've done a lot of different like mediums and just modeling. So being backstage and stuff and being
So
around
you-
designers and
right.
stuff, like, and just I got inspired, like I can do this too. Like, and I love clothes,
Well,
and
we love the entrepreneur aspect about what you're talking about.
yes. So I was like, I want to do this too, and I can make better shit.
Hell yeah.
And so, anyway, yeah, I was doing that, and I was here in Colorado, and I went to a music festival, Sonic Bloom, out in Rye, Colorado, which is about, I don't know, it's kind of far away from Denver. It's a little south. Anyway, I was just walking around, and I found this really cool booth. And it was like super cool fabric that I've never seen before. And this was before they came out with the pillows that had it and all the other shit that Walmart started getting. And it was the fabric that was sequins.
Oh yeah.
And one way is that color and the other way is the other color.
It's the one you've seen like the meme
Yes,
of Nicolas
yes.
Cage.
And
The one they swipe it up.
There's one with like Star Wars one that goes like that. The lightsabers go up.
Yes, exactly. But this was before, like, it was super popular. I've never seen this before. And I was like, yo. And I went and talked to the people that were running the booth. I was like, where did you get this? First of all, because, like, I'm starting to design clothes. I have a fashion show in 2 weeks. I signed up for it. And I have never seen this before. Oh, well, we're from LA, and I got this in the fashion district, and da.
Well,
And I'm just like, oh, I need to step the fuck away from Michael's and Joann's, obviously, because that's not where I wanted to be. Because, I go in there and you get basic stuff, but, and I saw that for the very first time, and I was just like so inspired.
Well, so like I didn't interrupt you at all with what we're talking about, but like I'm trying to get the idea of what's in your mind when you're thinking about this kind of stuff, and hopefully other artists that are listening to this can maybe get to your mind too. What I'm trying to talk about, but it's like you're finding inspiration in things that aren't trendy yet,
Like,
right?
yeah.
Like, I mean, they're cool, they're cool, but you're finding trends a little bit before that, and you're taking them into yourself and making them your own.
Pretty much. That's what I was doing. Like, okay, I was literally like, okay, I'll get to that eventually. But yeah, so I found that fabric and I was like really intrigued by it. Like, I was just couldn't stop.
It inspired you a little bit, right?
Yeah, and so I talked to the people that were running the booth and whatnot, and I actually became friends with them like throughout the festival because I'm a social butterfly. And I love people. I'm always talking to people, networking, whatnot. Anyway, they're just like, yeah, you should come out to LA and check out the fashion district. like, because there's so much
Right.
to explore.
This is LA.
And I had no idea. So I had my fashion show, and yeah, I'm really proud of my very first fashion show, which was at City Hall before it was Temple. And I was really proud of myself just because I threw it together. And I thought it was really great. I had the prettiest models, and I love all of you if you're listening. And I had the most models, and it was really awesome. And everybody really worked with me, and it was super cool. And I loved it. I loved it so much. So I was like, you know what? I do need to go out to LA after that. And so
that was the catalyst.
I did really good. I need to keep going.
I might as well go expand myself out to LA.
Exactly.
And grow myself a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
So bought a ticket to LA.
It's a Miley Cyrus song in the making.
Yeah. Bought a ticket to LA.
Hop off the plane.
That's exactly how it goes.
It's a party in the
Literally
USA.
party in the USA.
Oh my God.
Totally in LA.
So
Anyway.
how was your LA experience in the fashion district?
Yeah.
And how did it change how you think about art now?
Okay, so it's really interesting because I had an experience just walking around LA Fashion District, which is really interesting because it's right next to Skid Row, so it's kind of like,
cool.
kind of sketch.
Not in the crew.
Yeah. So it's like you're walking, it's like, wow. And then all of a sudden you're like, can I have $1?
So what is the fashion district? Explain it, because I have no
So
freaking-
literally,
Same
it's
here.
so many stores, and they have like it's like a garage door, right? And they just have it like wide open, and it's just like rows of fabric for like.
Okay.
And if you can think about whatever fabric or whatever textile or whatever.
It's more like a textile district than just a fashion district, right?
Or just
It's
like a
literally
market.
just anything that you can think of that you want to like sell in a boutique, sell online, wholesale and stuff,
it's
or
just
if you
textiles,
just
right?
want to find fabric to like make something that's really unique, one of one, whatnot. That's the best place to go because you can find stuff that's nowhere.
Right. So like let's say
Unless you make your own textiles and whatnot.
Let's say you're in Denver though, right? Let's say you don't have the options that you can't afford. Excuse me, to go out to a place like LA for this. Like, where maybe could you find these materials for other artists? out there?
Honestly, I'd go to
something
Michael's or Joann's, but
What
it's just like
textiles?
it's
Is there any websites they can find?
yeah, you can go on Etsy. Etsy is really good because I honestly have my stuff on Etsy too, which is just my
Plug
painting.
yourself while we're talking about it.
Where's your
Yeah,
Etsy at?
you can find me on Etsy, art by Lauren Jade, like the stone.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, you can find my art on Etsy. But yeah, you can go on Etsy. You can literally like just type in looking for this kind of fabric, whatnot. People sell fabric on Etsy, and a lot of things, textiles,
Right.
patches,
Anything.
really anything that you can possibly think of. It's on Etsy. Anyway, yeah, I've had my art on Etsy for quite a while now. Yeah, so
How do you think
sell it on Etsy.
the Denver fashion scene? Obviously, it's not LA because LA is one of the fashion capitals of the whole dang world. But how do you see Denver? Like, how long have you been in Denver, first of all?
Honestly, I've been back and forth from Texas and Colorado for 12 years now.
Okay.
So, you know,
So in the
but
past,
here
like-
in Denver,
right.
7, 8 years.
Okay, so in those past, let's say 7 or 8 years being specifically in Denver, how have you seen kind of the fashion industry growing and evolving? And do you think Denver has what it takes to obviously not usurp LA as a fashion capital, but to kind of hold our own as our own culture? Do you think Denver has that?
Yeah, I totally think so. You know, every city has their own, you know, vibe.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, LA is kind of like a little bit everywhere. New York's a little bit, everywhere. Denver, I feel like, has the vibe of, I almost don't know how to explain it. It's more like
Like Wild West, or
like kind of like
mountainous?
Wild West and like modern
Okay.
mixed together. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like,
Actually, yes.
Well, that.
So it's like mountain kinda and like modern kinda mixed together.
It's funny you guys are talking about that because we talked a little bit about flannels and.
Right, and how like
Flannels and stuff.
2012 and 2014 was like the peak of the flannel jeans and chucks.
Well, it's really interesting because it snows a lot here. So it's like
Right.
you have your summer fashion and then you have your winter fashion. So
Well, I personally think that Denver should be one of the capital fashions of the world just because we our
It's very unique.
our temperatures are so extreme. You know what I mean? Like we had like.
the weather's always
It was
changing.
freaking like 98 degrees yesterday, dude, and today's
Yes.
like 50.
But then it went down to 43 at night.
Yeah,
Our temperatures are so
it's all in the
fucking
layers.
Definitely.
Weird. But talking about these temporal changes and stuff like that, we're getting more to like a lukewarm point right now towards the end of the podcast. I want to give you a chance to plug anything you want to plug right now, like the future art shows, yourself, just anything you want to plug yourself right now.
Okay, guys. You can find me on Instagram, Art by Lauren Jade, or my personal Instagram is La Vida Loca, LJ.
How did you get that at? Is this spelled like La Vida Loca?
Yeah, living in La Vida
I know. Like,
Loca.
how old of an account? How old of an account is that you managed to get that name?
Honestly, I had an Instagram before it was like actual
Before it was cool.
Instagram. Like
What?
I would just like
What was
edit
it?
photos on there.
What was it
and
before it was Instagram?
It was just Instagram, but it wasn't like.
It was called
It wa-
MySpace.
Oh yeah, I had MySpace.
Wow.
I love MySpace. But yeah, no, yeah. And I think that before La Vida Loca, LJ, it was just Lauren Jade. There was 3 J's. But yeah, no, I changed it because
Which
I
one
was
was
like,
the
I live
Alpha
a
J?
crazy life. And I was like, Loca, La Vida Loca. LJ, Lauren Jade.
Somebody have a little bit of a stutter too. But we want to thank our special guest, Lauren Jade, come in. Want to thank our other host here,
Yes.
Nathaniel Diamond. I want to thank
Sir.
myself because I'm so fucking awesome. I'm just kidding.
Although your last name's not a gemstone, so not that.
No,
Cool.
but I do share a
It's
name
a
with
park.
Rosa Park, so fucking pay respect.
My last name's Diamond. I've been
should-
under a lot
I
of
should-
pressure, okay?
I should not have said that.
And we're getting canceled.
Please follow us on a Patreon at Trips 2 Cents. Follow us on Spotify at Art Mart, and please follow the Art Mart community page on Facebook because we need all of you guys out here supporting us a little bit. We are still a small podcast, and we need your help.
Can we still say like smash that like button and subscribe, or is that the wrong platform?
Demolish the subscribe
the-
button. Demolish the subscribe button.
Nuclearize the subscribe button.
Honestly, you guys, these guys are super dope. You need to follow them. Honestly,
Online, of
I've
course, not
had
in real
a
life,
great
please.
time with them today. I am so blessed to be here. Honestly, this is what's up. Go follow them.
We wanna-
Subscribe.
we
Do
wanna-
whatever.
Double, triple thank our guest for being so kind to even say that about
Quite
us.
appreciate
We
it.
appreciate it a lot, and we hope you guys are going to follow us. No, I demand that you guys follow
That's
us.
a little
Follow
much.
us now.
We strongly encourage. We're like the CDC. We just strongly encourage everything.
And to honestly, to our Belgian follower, the one person out there
Appreciate
in
you.
Belgium, listen, like, we know you're following us. We know you're
We
following
see
us.
you.
We know you're there, and we appreciate that you're following us from Brussels. It just means so much to us that we have international followers, but adieu. Peace.
Bye.